we saw what happened yesterday. Of course, the match in match for Nottingham Forest versus Fenerbahce. That match ended 2-0. That Fenerbahce tried to overturn the first leg defeat to a win, and of which was not enough for them to actually qualify. Yes, remember Nottingham Forest had away 3 goals, and of course take all that points, but Fenerbahce did here home. Then also another question for yesterday, Lily also defeated Craven at home to nil. What a really comeback for Lily, and of course we see that things just move like that. Florentina was as well beaten up by Jagalina. I told you, football is football, anything can happen. So that is what really happened yesterday. And of course, we see that yesterday things move as expected. For some, we said soccer is soccer. And we are here on it again for today, and Premier League resume with the Wolves taking on Aston Villa as the first Friday match. And as we enter weekend, and of course the London Derby, Arsenal and Chelsea loading up. We shall get that analysis seen before the match. And of course, others, Manchester United, Sunderland, Manchester City, they are all there available over the weekend, and some proceed to Monday. Now, we are starting with the Portugal teams because there are many games coming up today, as I said, in Spain, Bundesliga, Serie A, Italy, all that available, and Saudi Pro. So we are starting with the team in Portugal, Premier League, the FC Porto versus Arouca, and which FC Porto sits comfortably on the first positions, Arouca 10th positions. And if you're to look at the last 10 games, of course, FC Porto won 3, lost 1 and draw 1, and Arouca won 3, lost 2, which is kind of not very bad for them. And you look at these two teams in the last 8 games, they are actually doing quite very well. That FC Porto in the last time meeting with the Arouca, they won 8 matches. There was only 1 single draw in the last 10 matches, yes, between these two teams, and Arouca had to pick a single win in the last 10 games. And always FC Porto, how they played, very many always keep clean sheet. Of course, they defend 3-0, 2-0, 1-0. They keep defending very well. Now, this is a team that even if you're to see that they're struggling, they will pick up 3 points, which is enough for them actually to move to the next step. So in this game, of course, basing on our analysis, you see that FC Porto has got a upper hand of actually giving a terrible run, of course, for a point for Arouca. So we see FC Porto potentials to take it. And then Sporting Lisbon still piling pressure to FC Porto, and we know that Sporting Lisbon is one of the teams that do always perform very well, and these are taking on Estroli, and this same Estroli sits on the 7th position in that Premier League. And in the last 5 games, of course, Sporting won 4, draw 1. They haven't lost in the last 5 games, and also Estroli lost 1, won 3, and draw 1. But still, the history always repeats itself. If you're to look at Primera, Sporting in the last 10 matches between the two of them, head to head, you find that Sporting has won all. Australia has not beaten FC, that's Sporting CP, in the last 10 matches, whether in 2024, 2023, 2026, 2025. They haven't when these two teams met. Even scoring is there, but a defeat. Now, this gives us a potential to see that based on this history and this analysis, Sporting got a upper hand of taking it all. Yes, they have that potential of piling pressure on Estrella and having it all there taken to their home. Then spot. The third one, of course, we got Den Haag versus VV Venolo. This is in Netherlands, and of course, if you're to look at all these team, this Den Haag has been sitting in this first position because they had a very good move in the first season. First few weeks up to the mid, they were doing quite well. Only that things tried to turn around towards the end, whereby they lost momentum. The mid-January, things were not moving well for them, but they have picked up in the last 5 games. Of course, they won 4, lost 1, and Venolo has lost 1, draw 4, won 1, and they sit on the 11th position. Den Haag still comfortable in the first position. But now, if you to look at these two teams, they have ever also met in the last 10 matches, because we have to see how are they been performing. Things are moving. You find that Venolo won 4, there were 4 draws, and also Venolo won 2 rather. Den Haag won 4, and there were 4 draws between these two teams. But you find that majority of these games that you're seeing that they've played, both teams always find the back of the net. Yes, they try to find a ways. A defeat can come as a result of 4-3, 2-3, or 2-1. And if you do a single solid goals, we are rare in this 10 meeting. So all in all, take us that we expect actually almost all or more than 1 goals in this game, because you see that those teams are all a goal scoring teams. And of course, if you're to look at the attackers, the midfield, and then of course the back, all of them got a good one. So this game, of course, we say that we expect, of course, more than 1 goal. Of course, we see it coming out in this very game. Now, we're going back to Turkish League, that is Trabzonspor, that is where Onana is playing from. Trabzonspor versus Karungu. This, of course, I told you the pronunciation could best where you learn your English from and the pronunciations. And we say that there are 4, of course, in the last 5 games, they managed. Trabzonspor won 3, lost 1, draw 1, and sits on the 3rd position. And Karanguku lost 3, draw 1, and won 1 in the last 5 games. Now, if you're to follow these very teams, Karanguku sits on the bottom of the table right now. They're on the 18th position. It looks like they're already on the red zone, because now other teams just be relegated and goes to the other league 2 or others, so which is available for them, because not all of them will maintain those positions. But this time around, Zaspa has been on form, is sitting on the 3rd, and Onana doing quite great for the team. I know maybe Manchester United fan, they are also seeing how they are, of course, Onana has been performing on loan there. So in the last 7 games of last 10 matches head to head between these two teams, Trabzonspor won 7, they drew 2, and of course Karungu only managed to register a single win. And if you to look at their very games, always in the last 10 meetings, goals are being scored almost 9, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. And this gives us a chance that we expect also goals to be here. Actually, we expect more than 1 goal in this game. Basing on the history and the statistic, we always see that things do happen for this very match. So comfortably, we expect more than 1 goal also in this game. Now we get back to Premier League wars that has given Arsenal a hard time after, of course, a comeback that 2-2 of course a draw, and versus Aston Villa. They have quite a good history between these two teams. Is not going to be a walkover for them. Wolverhampton team that sits on the bottom, struggling to get out of the relegation zone, is not going to be an easy one. You know, some teams when they're in relegation zone, we saw Burnley against Chelsea. We did not expect, but of course they had to draw 1-1, which was quite surprising for Chelsea, but we say this is soccer. That's why we expect that the underdog sometimes it proved to be very, very tough when it comes to the end of the season. We are approaching, of course, May, whereby we shall get the champion of the world. We see who will take the league and who will be taking on the Carabao Cup and then also the FA Cup. That one, of course, we wait until the final. And the football, we say it's, we can say it's over until it's over, of course. The final whistles, the tap in, who takes it all. Now, was an Aston Villa in the last 10 meetings was won 4 and Aston Villa won 3, and there were 3 draws whereby they shared, and goals were always not many. If you're to see them, always it ended 0-0, 1-1, 2-1, 2-3. That's maximum. But you find that it is not that as you expect many goals, because all the teams, they got a good, they play a defensive game. You look at them, and right now they don't want to concede more goals, and they want also to what? To score goals. So Wolves in the last 5 games did not pick up a win. They drew 3, they drew 2, lost 3, and Aston Villa got a good piling of pressure from Manchester United and Chelsea, giving them that a run for their money. They want to maintain the Champions League position 3rd. Now, they won 2, drew 2 and lost 1. They sit, of course, there in the 3rd position. So Wolves, I already told you, at the bottom of the table. In this game, we expect at least to see that if Aston Villa may take it or they may share the points in this game. So that is my take, of course, for this Aston Villa in this very game and Wolves. Now, the last of the day is Al Ittihad versus Al Khalidu club. That one is back to Saudi Pro League, and we know that Al Khalidu Jeddah, in the last 5 games, of course, they won 5 against the Al Khalid club. They drew 4, and Al Khalid, no, in the last 9 games, I'm meaning the 9 one, because you find that Al Khalid has not beaten Al Ittihad in the last 10 games. So they won 5, they drew 4. And the other side, Al Khalid did not pick a single win against Al Ittihad in the last 9 meetings. Now, Al Ittihad right now, you know that is actually doing very well. They registered 3 wins in the last 5 games without a loss and 2 draws. And Al Khalid lost 3, drew 2, no single win in the last 5 games. Will they be able to actually pick up a point today? Let's look at that, and also look at the part of Al Khalidu got a upper hand of taking it all. So in this game still we expect to see goals, because goals are always scored in this Saudi Pro, and we expect also to see that there are more than 1 goal in this game, because I see goals being scored in this game. That is, of course, when you look at their historical analysis, the goals being scored previously in this last 9 meetings. Then the question for the day comes to us. We see what is our take on this very game. Of course, Bristol City versus Watford. Drop your opinion. Tell me what you think about today's game. Yes, you're free to drop for today. Thank you so much for the newcomers, those who have just subscribed to my YouTube channel. I love you all, and of course, stay blessed and welcome to the world of sport for analysis for the all category that you want to know about the sport. Have a blessed Friday as we enter weekend, the day for Premier League crash London Derby, loading up Chelsea versus Arsenal as Chelsea travel to the Gunners, that is of course to the Emirates.